And I'm very conscious what we're talking about happens in other ways with other substances as well, doesn't it? I do come across quite a few people who, would definitely describe themselves as alcoholics going into their treatment and recovery, but who come out the other end and remain, whatever we want to call that, but they're definitely cannabis users,
They can be. I mean, people work this out from their personal experience, which is, of course, exactly how the people in AA did it. If you can't handle stuff, you eventually find out.
Yes.
And if you keep returning to stuff you can't handle, then eventually you think, why, this is crazy. So people who need abstinence generally find it if they don't die first. I mean, that's definitely evidence-based statement. And of course, it's much more socially acceptable now to be abstinent from alcohol, from tobacco, and all of these other things than it was 50 years ago. It's much less socially deviant to be a teetotaler now than it used to be. And that's very important because it gives people a lot more opportunity. And probably one of the reasons why recovery from alcoholism is easier in the States is because, there's huge numbers of Americans are abstinent from alcohol for all kinds of reasons. A majority, actually, are black women, for example. And that cultural difference and the social dynamics and the way that, again, I would mention, I'm going to mention, I've forgotten her name, Nancy Campbell. Yeah, I mean, again, a hugely interesting commentator on the kind of sociological, political, historical aspects of addiction and the way people respond to it and the way people view it. Incredibly interesting person and vivid. The writing is so wow. Every sentence you think there's an insight there that's worth holding on to.